15 years ago, I was a 20-year-old college student, and I earned an internship to learn under you, Don Mitchell, at Fox 9. You taught me to have a firm voice in my very first press conference. You pushed me to ask my first question to Tubby Smith at the Gopher men's basketball practice. You just taught me to stand tall and proud in any room that I was ever in, and I carry all of your advice with me to this day. I'm so proud to know you and call you my friend, and dang, I wish I was on the show today.
Oh. I didn't have crying on my bingo card.
Look at us now. Don, I'm not trying to make you cry. Okay, we actually get to be on television together. That was on tape. I had to send this for GMFB to speak openly and honestly about my friendship with this woman that you see now on TV. It's Don Mitchell. She works as a sports anchor in Minneapolis and St. Paul for Fox 9. One of my dearest friends, but truly a great resource for Minnesota sports and the Vikings. Don, how are you?
I'm great, Jamie. Thank you so much. That's awesome. I don't know what to say.
Well, you know I love you, but we have to go in on the Vikings right now. Don, it's been 20-plus years that you've been in Minnesota covering the Vikings, and you've witnessed a ton of quarterback changeover, and it's the biggest of names, and sometimes it's headline-worthy, from Dante Culpepper to Favre to Kirk Cousins. Now we got a J.J. McCarthy situation. What have you seen from this young quarterback so far that makes you feel differently about the trajectory the Vikings are on?
You know, what I really like about him is his confidence and his poise. Even last year after his injury, he stayed with the team. He didn't get down. But what we have seen in OTAs, mini camps now, he has that arm strength that he's been known for, the accuracy, the zip. He already has the camaraderie with his teammates. So I think that is not just something that's assumed. He has built that from day one. But when you go on there and you see him on the field, he has that leadership. And so that's hard to earn when you're a guy that hasn't really thrown the ball to anybody. And what I really like, too, is his improved footwork. When he first got here from Michigan, you know, his footwork was a little different and had to adjust to the NFL. And he's got that quickly. So from the attitude to handling us, to how he is on the field, and now seeing him connect a little bit with the likes like Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, of course. I'm really excited for the future, and I hope he can keep this up. And the leg, he said he's bigger, stronger, faster. So let's hope that that's the case.
Don, it's such a pleasure to meet you. We saw the magic Sam Darnold and Justin Jefferson were able to achieve in one season last year. Now, we have heard that they've been hanging out together. They were at a Minnesota Timberwolves game maybe a month ago or something like that. How is that developing on the field?
You know, what I really love about Justin Jefferson is his leadership and his ownership. And so he is the guy that even if they didn't come together, he was going to make sure that he got a really good relationship going with his quarterback. But when you saw him at the Timberwolves, some people said, okay, was that a little awkward? But they're also mic'd up. Yeah. You know, so you're forcing these two guys to have chemistry and also putting a mic on them and then showing them on a big screen. And it just seemed like that they had been friends forever. So it would be great to see that first touchdown connection, get it out of the way, have Jets do the gritty. Everyone's calling him JJ and JJ. So now they wanted to make it clear that Justin Jefferson is Jets and JJ is JJ. So, but you know, people are going to say the JJ to JJ connection.
Well, let's stick with Jefferson. He's seemingly been all over the place this all season. Met Gala in New York, Formula One race in Miami, but he looks to be locked in with his Vikings team right now. He's currently attending OTAs, which in previous years has been iffy for different reasons, mind you. But what does his presence at the team activities signify to you, someone who's covered this team and covered Jefferson over the years?
You know, it's absolutely huge. It means the world. It shows that he has confidence, not only in his ability to be a leader for this team, but also he wants to be there for J.J. McCarthy. He wants to be there at the ground floor of not only getting that connection going with them on the field, but maybe helping this young quarterback any way he can. This is what I have seen. This is what I like to do. He even did that with Sam Darnold. You know, he'd be like to Sam, like, just throw the ball, I'll haul it down. And I see that very thing that he's doing with J.J. Like, let's be loose. You know, you kind of have to take some chances. And this is the time to take chances. practices in OTAs, where you can do that. You can go all out. You can see what he can haul down. You can get that rhythm together. So that's been really good to see. So I'm impressed with Justin Jefferson coming this early and working this hard. But if anyone knows this guy, this is just how he is. If he knows it's best for the team, he's going to do it.
Love that.
Yeah.
Dawn, we've talked so much about this Vikings offense, but I want to switch to the defensive side of the ball. Let's talk a little bit about that unit under Brian Flores. How has he been able to build that unit up to what it is? And that's a unit that creates so many challenges for opposing offenses to go up against.
Well, this year, first of all, he also brings in talent. So the fact that he's doing really well, he's attracting big names. We got Jonathan Allen and Hargrave is here. He's also keeping talent. Byron Murphy Jr. is staying. Harrison Smith is staying. Josh Metellus. You get these names. And, of course, Andrew Van Ginkel just signed another one-year monster contract to stay. So when you have these veterans that respect him so much, and it's a two-way street, B-Flow likes to change things up, so it's not the same thing. So every year is exciting for this defense. Josh Metellus, he's listed as a safety, but he's really a chess piece all over the field, and that's what they like. And Harrison Smith also, for him to come back and to be like this rejuvenated kid again, that says something about B-Flow. That's what they call him. It says something about him that you want to come back. He says, my body doesn't feel like I wanted to come back at the end of the year, but I want to come back and see what we can do. And the interesting thing out of all the defensive coordinators I've ever covered, Brian Flores really wants input. And not only, it's not lip service. He wants to hear from his veterans and even the young guys, but you're on the field. What do you see? How can we incorporate that into what we're doing? So it's really a two-way street, and I think the players thrive off of that.
Absolutely. All right, Dawn, since you are a repeat guest and friend of the show on GMFB, I know that you would be down for anything. So we have demanded you to bring a whiteboard to the segment today for a fun game in which we are going to make you blind rank mentor-mentee relationships in the NFL over the last handful of years. Now, this is because, as I mentioned, you hired me as your intern back in, I believe, to be the spring of 2008 at Fox 9 in Minneapolis. So I have known you for quite some time. But you also have worked in New England. You're a Boston girl at heart, Chicago, Green Bay, and now Minnesota. So let's blind rank some of these guys. You write them on your board, and you don't get to change any of your options, okay? So these are Don Mitchell's blind ranking favorite mentor-mentee relationships. First up from the Minnesota Vikings, Chris Carter and Randy Moss. Where does that rank in your favorite mentor-mentee relationships? Those guys are absolute legends in a litany of Vikings wide receivers who have historical impact on the position, beloved in the state of Minnesota. Put that on your list first. Kelsey's got the next one, and we're going to see your list at the end of this. Go ahead, Kels.
Okay.
Let's go with the Packers. Antonio Freeman and Donald Driver.
Okay. Freewheeling. I used to do a show with him, Freewheeling. Oh, my gosh, Antonio Freeman, you're bringing me back, you guys. Okay.
Perfect.
Throwback Thursday.
Throwback Thursday, exactly. All right. Who's next? Cynthia.
I'm next.
Yeah,
Yep.
Cynthia's next. Go.
All right, you writing it down? I want to make sure you write it down because it's very
Okay.
important. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're going to go from the Bears next. Brian Urlacher and Lance Briggs.
Okay.
Ooh, she has one spot left, and Jane is going to...
And I can't believe I'm remembering this. It's intuned in my brain. Brian was like, it's, what did he say? Urlacher, like linebacker.
Oh, nice.
What's his, who's he with? And so I'm supposed to like put these in order, right?
In your favorite.
mentor-mentee
So you have one
relationship.
spot left to put this final pairing that
And
Jane
this one's
going to
be tough,
you.
Dawn.
Okay.
Leave room.
Okay.
And I personally love it just because of the roast. Drew Bledsoe and Tom Brady from the Patriots. I mean,
love
he
Don's
went
laugh.
in. It felt like he was really,
Right?
he held some of that in for that Netflix roast special.
Okay, Don, walk us through your blind rank of those four NFL mentor-mentee relationships. Hold up your board and show us what you got.
Okay. Don't mind my writing. Can you see what I have?
Oh, so you put...
I have-
Go ahead.
I have CC and Randy the Freak as my top. Drew and Tom, only because I was never there for Tom. And I think Drew did a good thing, stepping aside. And then I have Free and Driver only because I actually covered them. And Brian Urlacher, I couldn't remember the
Lance
Briggs. Yes, Lance Briggs.
Sorry.
No, that's why it's in your fourth spot.
It's
bottom. And she even gave the heavy paragraph. She was like, nah, Urlacher, I don't even care if it rhymes with linebacker. You're at the bottom of my list.
I like Brian. I do like Brian. But, and I was not there for Chris Carter. I came there on the Randy Moss before he left, and then before he came back, and before he left again. But I do know Chris. He's come back in, and Chris Carter also really makes sure that he brings it down and helps Justin Jefferson. So that, in my heart, is always the number one. He's got two now that he's mentoring, mentee, and so it's still number one. And I'm a native New Englander, so for me to put that ahead of Tom and Drew, I just don't want my people at home to think I'm a sellout.
No.
Carter and Moss, though, can you imagine just being a fly on the wall for some of those
entertaining
meetings? Yeah,
I know. Can you imagine? Don Mitchell, everybody from Fox 9 in Minneapolis-St. Paul. Thank you, Don. Appreciate you.
Thank you. JJ's going to be my 23rd starting quarterback here in Minnesota.
That's crazy.
Give her a T-shirt. It's like the Cleveland Browns.
I counted, even if it's just one game or something, I counted every player that has at least started at quarterback, and JJ will be my 23rd.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Great. It's a great thing.
Good thing.
Thank you, Don. You're awesome.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.